Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Tulsa Life Podcast. We have the beautiful, fabulous, fantastic Susan McKeon with us today, and we're so happy to have you.
Well, thank you. Now, it does take one to know one.
Oh, well, you're sweet. Okay, so I have to say this right off the bat. Like, out of everybody in our office, and I could say this, everybody in our office that listens to this podcast, I know they will agree with me, but you might be the brightest shining person in any environment. Now I'm going to make you cry. Don't cry.
No, I'm not crying.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to do it.
But you just have this light about you and the brightness that you bring and the sunshine that you bring, to all those around you. I am so grateful to have you on our team.
Thank you. I am grateful to be on the team. And you know where that comes from? It comes with age. I am seasoned.
Well,
Yep,
I
and
like
that's
your
what it is.
seasoning.
Yeah.
I like the way you're seasoned. So let's talk a little bit about, because you and I go way back, and we first met at Stone Canyon.
Yes.
So tell us, without having to go through your whole life story, but give us a little bit of background of how did we actually get you? How did we get so lucky that you're a part of our team?
Well,
And what did that journey look like?
Gosh, how did that journey start? I was with Bank of America for 14 years.
I did not know this.
Yes. And I was pretty high ranking there. And I just realized that I could not be in a box 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. So I made two decisions. I was either going to be a florist manager, a florist. I love playing with plants and flowers, or I was going to be a real estate agent. I thought in my senior years, which I am now, those are the two things I'm going to do. So I tried them both. And there is nothing more stressful than a florist on Valentine's Day or Mother's Day.
Interesting. More stressful than being a real estate agent?
Oh, way more. Way more.
Wow.
Way
Okay.
more. Yeah. The buckets and the thorns and the water. I could do that at my younger age, but not now.
Okay. All right.
And so I decided to maybe do real estate. I saw some of my clients coming into the bank, and they had these, pretty significant checks. As a bank executive, you're always up in their business,
Right.
financially,
Literally, right.
Yeah, you have to be. So I was just chit chatting, and this gal told me, you know what, you should come out to Stone Canyon. I've never heard of it. I was in Tulsa, Stone Canyon being in Owasso, and so I did. I went and checked it out. I was hired on the spot.
Of course you were.
And then 2 years later, they said, you need to get your real estate license. We want you to sell these lots out here. So I did that. And then 2 days after getting my license, then I was, the broker says, bye-bye, I'm going to go to Arizona. That's where I belong. And so I had to immediately get my broker's license and do that. So, but I'm telling you, it has opened me up to a huge world of real estate that I would not have known otherwise. And it was just a change in career. And I don't think I could do anything else today.
Well, you're amazing at it. And when I met you in Stone Canyon, that was, gosh, years ago.
Years ago.
Years and years ago. And we were looking to buy a lot or buy a house. We weren't really sure. And you were just so fabulous, so helpful. Like, you have just the best spirit of helpfulness. And, it was when you called me, so you had transitioned out of Stone Canyon. And they've built out, it's just this insane community now. So you transitioned out of there. And then I know you'd gone to another brokerage and you were doing real estate. And when you had called me or texted me, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I could only have Susan on our team, like that would be a dream, because you have so much knowledge. You're great with people. People love you. They're attracted to you.
Thank you.
And so you've been just this force since you came on. Now, this is something different. We just had Haley, one of our episodes with our podcast has Haley Cooker, and she's a newer agent to our team too. But I really want to talk about the journey that you've had since you've been on our team, because it hasn't necessarily just been like easy breezy.
Right.
And it wasn't just an instant, like with Haley, she kind of came in and she was like, had instant success.
Right.
And, this isn't always how that works. And so one of the things that I really would love to talk about with you is that your perseverance, the learning curve that you've had, but the consistency that you've shown, and what that has meant to people in our brokerage to look to you to go, man, you are a helper. And I think there are so many things that I love about you. And I could go on and on about talking about.
Go on and on.
I know I will. I'm going to. But I think maybe my favorite thing is how selfless you are and how helpful you are to others.
Well, I know what it's like on the other end of that. I know what it's like. And a couple of months ago, I was nominated as the cultural icon.
I was gonna get to
Yes,
that.
I know. No, I had to get to it first. But
You beat
and
me.
it is just a fabulous team to work with. I've already forgotten your question.
Okay, so the journey that you had, it was an immediate
Oh
success.
yes, yes,
And part of that being the cultural icon was even when you weren't having a ton of what we'll call production success, you showed up like nobody helping the team. You would step in and somebody would say, I need help. Can anybody write up an offer? Or can
right.
anybody go show this house? Or can anybody cover an inspection? And I'm telling you, Susan, I don't think anybody could beat you to it. You were so quick
hmm
to say, I can,
Well,
I
because
will.
I needed to learn. I wanted to know. I have been in this little bubble in Tulsa. You have this little bubble that you're in. And I hadn't been to Collinsville in years. Now, my husband works with American Airlines, so we do a lot of international travel. And I'll tell you, I've been to more countries than I have little
Into
counties.
Collinsville.
Yes, yes.
I've
And
been out of the country more than I've been to Collinsville.
that's right, right. And then when an agent needs help, I might be in Collinsville, and I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm out here for a couple of hours. Does anybody need anything in Collinsville?" And I love that ECC that we can just share our clients,
Yeah,
and it's not a dog eat dog world like I am used to outside of ECC.
right.
Yeah.
And you're so great at helping. I mean, like, so we did our Enneagrams,
hmm
and for those of you who don't know what Enneagrams are, it's kind of a personality assessment, and
And I
not
had
that,
two of them. No.
yeah, yeah, not that we want to pin anybody and put anybody in a box, but tell us what your Enneagram says that you are.
Well, I don't. I'm a 3.
Are you a 2 or a 3?
I think I'm a 3.
Okay.
I think I'm a 3. I could go from a 3 to a 7, but it
Oh, I
does
could
say
definitely see
that
that
I'm
too.
I'm definitely a helper, and I'm telling you, I'm in it for me because the more that I'm out there and looking and talking to people and learning through our training through just in time and that sort of thing, it just makes me better to help the team get better as well. I
Yep.
mean, it's kind of a selfish and also selfless
Yes, it is.
move.
So you're learning as you're helping others,
hmm
which is kind of like this great combination. So you had a slower start.
Yeah.
You came from a background that was not necessarily just sales, like going out showing and helping people understand making offers. So
No, not at all. At Stone Canyon, I was on the gravy train with
kind of
biscuit
like just
wheels.
take an order.
Yeah,
Take an order.
they
What do
they
you
knew
want?
where they wanted to be, and
$500,000 house,
right.
$700,000 house. What do you need? And so
hmm
it was definitely a transition coming into the real estate side because, and Haley and I also talked about this too, is that real estate is hard. It is not just an easy, it comes to you easily and it's like, oh yeah, it's all fun and games and all you got to do is
Yeah,
go
pick
go
your own
show three
schedule,
houses and pick
please.
one. It's
Yeah,
not HGTV.
right.
And I think a lot of people who watch HGTV think that our lives are easy, but that's not really the reality. Which I've also said, Philip, that we should have a reality show at our
Oh,
office
definitely,
because it would be
definitely, it would be a hit.
amazing. It
Yeah.
would be a hit. I think people would actually watch it because we're so silly and fun and crazy,
uh-huh.
but also very, very geared towards how do we help our clients?
Right.
How do we educate our agents? It's there's just as much fun as there is seriousness that comes into that going, hey, we're here. We are here because this is our livelihood.
hmm
This is what we do for a living. Our agents are full time. And being full time at Erin Catron and Company looks a lot different than being full time at another
Oh,
brokerage.
night and day.
And so coming from even another brokerage and then coming into this environment, I would go as far as saying it's a little bit of a culture shock
hmm
to go, oh, wow, okay, so this is what kind of the expectation is. But at the same time, how much do you gain from being a part of? I would hope, and maybe I hope you agree with this, that I really do feel like our team is a true team.
Oh yeah.
It is not just a, hey, we're a real estate team, but nobody knows each other and nobody cares about each other. And we don't have any connection or interaction. But this is a team that I feel like is so connected and so encouraging.
And
And
and you
it's
put all that together. I mean, we
well,
have our meetings and all kinds of things that we do together
pool party, lunch
outside.
and learn.
Uh,
You're
absolutely outside of the office.
Yeah,
And that really speaks to a true team to me, because
I
I
agree.
have been out there and I
Yes.
have been on teams, small and large, and there is nothing. I mean, these people in this room upstairs know more about me than probably my husband does.
You know, I
And we've been married more than
I was
25
gonna
years.
say that might be true too of Dirk. Dirk
Yeah.
probably is gonna listen to this and go, "Wait, what do I not know?" But
You don't want to know.
we spend a lot of time together
Yeah.
because we are in the office a lot and
Hmm.
we are constantly, running through scenarios and, Brittany and Krista with their help and them knowing, okay, they're out in the field, they're showing I can help here and
Right.
how do I facilitate this for them? You're probably right in the sense that we're very connected. We're very
Hmm.
close. It is and I also think that, we like Tressie wasn't even here today at the
Yeah.
meeting because she's on vacation. And even when you're not here, you're missed
Right.
and you're loved. And
And
we
you know
can,
it.
yes,
Even if you're on vacation 100 miles away, 500 miles away, 5,000 miles away, you feel it. You
yeah,
feel it. You can connect on the group me and all the accolades are there. And you feel connect. I mean, you just
yeah.
feel connected. I love the stability of ECC, and I tell you, I couldn't go anywhere else after this. I think it's death. Well, that's my
She-
next step,
She's
right?
gonna retire here. We're
That's
just gonna
right.
say retirement, maybe not
Okay.
death.
Okay.
Let's say if you ever decide you're gonna retire, but man, okay, yeah. But I love that. And the other thing that I think that you have brought to our team, which I love, and we actually had the HBA, did they call him the
Mm.
president?
Jeff Smith,
Okay, do they call him the president or is it something?
CEO.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
the CEO.
Uh-huh.
But tell us a little bit about the Home Builders Association and your involvement and the passion that you have there too.
Well, I got started with the HBA more than a dozen years ago, and Stone Canyon actually brought me into that because they were very, Owasso Land Trust, those
Mhm.
guys, they were very involved with the HBA. And I took great pride in it. We had the Parade of Homes every year out in Stone Canyon, and me as the go-to for Stone Canyon, I was able to bring that to the HBA and really, really highlight that property because I knew it inside and out.
Yes, you did.
I knew it inside and out. And being able to connect that with the HBA and with all these other bankers and title companies and realtors and builders and insurance companies and all this connection together within the HBA, it has just been a great partnership. I know people in the HBA that are dear friends of mine that are vetted people that I don't know that I don't know that I would ever stop being a member of the HBA. It's that important to me. They're philanthropic community and everything they do for charity and that sort of thing. It just gives you kind of this warm and fuzzy
Feel
feeling.
good. It's a feel good.
And the HBA is the Home Builders Association of Greater Tulsa, and it's right next to GTAR.
Yes.
And it's super convenient to go to. And
They have all kinds of interact. I mean, like they do events, they do,
more than
I mean,
150 a year.
which is insane.
I know. Can you imagine coordinating that?
No,
No.
I cannot. We have like a couple of events every year, and it's like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. And I
But
try to go.
you're gonna love our. You haven't been here for Pi Day yet. You haven't been
Right.
here for our Christmas parties and all of that. Well, you were here for the Christmas party,
Right.
and that was a fun one too.
Oh, yeah.
But you're just going to. You're so great at all of those events and all of those things and connecting people. I would say you're just a great connector. And we're just so lucky to have you on our team.
I'm telling you, I'm the lucky one.
Well,
I am the lucky one to be on this team. It took a lot of courage for me to make that phone call to Erin and actually I think I did it via text.
I think you did
I
too.
was so scared.
Yes.
Yeah, thinking, oh no, she won't have me. But I saw you with your success in Stone Canyon and how the EXP and then Erin Catron and then the Barbara Cochrans and all of that. And I was like, oh, I've got to be a part of that.
oh, and we're so glad you
I
are.
have got to be a part of that.
And now you are, and it's like now, like it's just the second nature. Like it feels like you've been a part of our team forever.
Oh,
So, and I'm so happy to see, your recent success and like I really do feel like because it was a transition from a different type of real estate
Mhm.
that you had been accustomed to, and then the learning curve, it was a little bit harder, on some ways that you had to go, okay, I'm readjusting, I'm coming into this, I'm learning, but you've done it with such grace and you've just been a sponge and you're like, hey, just teach me, help
right.
me. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up to the training. And man, I don't know anybody who has more trainings and things going on. We, like I said,
Mhm.
we actually said that today, should we cut back a little bit
Right.
on how much we're
And my hand was raised going,
it
"Heck
was.
no,
It
heck
was. You're
no."
like, bring it on. Because you're such, you want to learn. I love that about you. You want to continue to improve, to help your clients.
Right.
I think your clients are so lucky to have you as their, professional, because you truly care. And we're so blessed to have you a part of our team. And I'm so appreciative of you being on here today.
Thank you.
And is there any type of encouragement that you would say? Because I think that, Haley had a different experience. She was kind of thinking, I got to go back to being a teacher if I can't make this work.
Mhm.
And I've given myself 2 months, which is hard.
Oh, that's super hard.
And
I gave myself 6 and it happened.
there you go.
But I had some issues going on with health, with family, and that sort of thing, and I had to deal with that. And that's the blessing, is that when you have a team that has got your back when you're away. Like on Thursday, I had to run and take care of my brother in Dallas who was ill, and I was able to walk away from my business knowing that my business didn't walk away from me. The
So good.
entire team stepped up to it, and it may have taken me 6 months, but that's part of it. That is part of it. And I would encourage anybody out there, if you want to be put to the test and strengthen your skills, whether it be conversations, contract writing, just networking with people, because you need to come and see what's happening at ECC. It's mind blowing. I'm telling you.
Well, I love that. And I also think that giving grace, like giving yourself grace and knowing that, if you're out there and you're struggling, or you don't know exactly what you should be doing or where you should be going, give yourself some grace, cut yourself some slack,
Yeah.
and know that, it's a process. And finding the right fit, whether it's here, whether it's where you are, if you're at a brokerage or you're thinking about getting into real estate, then know that even if it doesn't happen immediately, even if it's not something that you just go overnight, I'm an overnight success, don't be so hard on yourself that you cannot learn through that and lean on others
Hmm.
and pull from others. And also, I would also say that, there's a lot of opportunity here that our team needs a lot of help. So just like you said, going out of town on Thursday, and you said, "Hey, can anybody help me?" There's also opportunity to help so many people on our team, which is one of the beauties of how we interact with each other. We're there for each other. We show up for each other, which I love. But
And I love that we're not all in separate offices. We're all together.
yeah,
And whenever there's a question pops up, there's 3 or 4 people that are going to answer that amongst the team. We're all sitting in the same room, kind of. We've all got our own little space, but everybody is an ear for everybody
yeah,
else. Yeah.
and they're happy to help
Yeah.
if you want it.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Sharing all the knowledge.
Well, thank you for last minute being on our
Of
podcast
course.
today. It was a day of let's highlight our agents and we love everybody on our team. We have an amazing team, but thank you for being such a special part of our team, and know that you are loved, and I'm so happy that you're here.
Hey, right back at you, girl.
All right. Thanks.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for listening.